Had a heart attack, yeah. And so now every time he goes back to Jacksonville, he says this game's more than beating Florida. Like, I want to beat them so bad.
I mean, that's significant motivation for a guy like Gunnar Stockton. All right, let's shift over because look on WRUF.com, right? I mean, all of our traffic right now is anything that we post that has the word Kiffin on it in terms of a headline. So in terms of the coaching search, right, we've had a coaching search change, obviously, since Billy Napier was fired with Brian Kelly's axing last week from LSU. A lot of college pundits have LSU at the top of the board in terms of the most desirable job in college football at this point. Kiffin is obviously on their list. Kiffin is on Florida's list. I don't think he's on anybody else's list. I think that's kind of where he's at. Ole Miss is going to – for Kiffin, this is going to be win-win for him because he's going to get a market resetting deal either from LSU – from Florida or from Ole Miss.
Correct.
So Kiffin is the name that everybody wants, but he's not the favorite.
No, I think it's, at this point, James Franklin or Eli Drinkwitz is going to be
Drinkwitz
up there.
is the guy
at
this point in time.
And that's where I've been leaning. I think now that the LSU job's open, if there's a job that Kiffin's going to go to, it's going to be the LSU job. And I kind of agree with what you're talking about. I do think LSU is perennially probably a top 3 job in all of sports, I want to say, at least in college athletics too. I mean, I think that's where he would lean. I still am thinking that he's going to stay at Ole Miss regardless. Like you just said, he's going to get a big payday. You just saw Matt Rule got a 2-year extension,
Matt Rule got
and
extended.
He hasn't done anything compared to what Lane Kiffin does. Eli Drinkwitz and James Franklin would still be at the top of my list. Jeff Brom's another name to kind of think about because Jeff Brom's not really your personality kind of guy where I think you need to have that if you go to LSU. But Jeff Brom, if you want to win ball games, that's your guy right there. So he's kind of just like cutthroat, do whatever it takes, and I'm going to get you guys some wins. So, but I would go like Franklin, Drinkowitz, probably Brom.
The Ed Ogeron,
yes,
said he would be at LSU tomorrow if they wanted him.
I think Ogeron just needs to be on staff regardless of whoever goes in. Put him as like defensive line coach and let him go to work.
I mean, he's a legend, right?
Yeah.
So, Joe Rexrod, who does stuff for The Athletic, published an article this week, which I thought was interesting, so I thought I'd call it back. He matched teams with the available coaches and some unavailable coaches, some coaches who might be available. Okay, so here's what he had. LSU, Lane. Mm-hmm. They get Lane Kiffin. Penn State, Bob Chesney. Auburn, Alex Golish. FSU, which still has a coach,
yes,
Will Stein.
Okay.
Then he has Mike Norvell going to Missouri. Okay. Jeff Monken to Wisconsin. Pat Fitzgerald to Michigan State. Dan Mullen to Ole Miss.
Ooh.
Yeah, I said the same thing. Ryan Silverfield to Arkansas. He's currently turning things around at Memphis. And haven't mentioned James Franklin yet. Virginia Tech.
What I didn't hear on that was John Summerall.
John Summerall is on the list. I didn't go down that far, but he is on the list. But for Florida, the other name we didn't mention, Eli Drinkwitz. That's what he has for them. So, but it's so funny. The fans just want Lane. They want Lane, and I can't figure it out because James Franklin has 100 wins. Like he's won big bowl games, 2 college football playoff games, was very close to the national championship. And you talk to fans, and they're like, "Nah, we don't want him. We don't want him."
I mean, he's a drive away. He's an interception away from playing in a national title.
I don't get it. I don't get it. Lane is not on my list. Well, I mean, he's on the list. He's down. Yeah. But for me, it's James Franklin and Eli Drinkwitz.
Correct.
I like both of those fits. Who do you see as the favorite? Who's the favorite for you?
For the Florida job?
Yeah.
I mean, again, I think it's James Franklin right now. I mean, you have to at least reach out and see if he's even interested in it.
Right.
Because, I mean, like we've been talking about, like he's shown that he can win. Has he won the biggest games all the time? No, but again, he has Big Ten title games under his belt. He has big-time New Year's Six bowl games under his belt. And again, he's a play or two away from playing in a national title. So again, I think you have to ask him, and then it's Eli Drinkwitz. I think Drinkwitz he's just a proven guy. Again, I think he can get the coordinators right, which has been something that's plagued Florida for a long time here. If he can get those right, because that's what it starts with. You can hire the guy, but who he surrounds himself with as a staff, that's really where, that's the nuts and bolts of your program, and where, you go from 6-7 wins to that was not intended, and to, that 9-10 range. So I think that's where it starts, and I think Drinkwitz has proven he can do that.
I've done 6-7 in one of my classes. I'm not doing it here. Like I said, I don't get it. I get the personality of Kiffin. Look, I've talked to Lane when he was at Florida Atlantic and covered Conference USA, and he is a good coach. Yeah, he is a good coach. But I like winning, and when I see a coach that has over 100 wins under his belt, that's the guy that I want. But that's just me. I'm not signing the check. That's right. I'm not signing it. It's not my decision. That will be made by Athletic Director Scott Strickland. Gators football beat reporter Hunter DeLauder joining us to talk about Florida, Georgia, and the coaching search. Florida, Georgia this weekend. You're there?
Yeah, I am.
It's going to be a good game.
It will be a good game.
Should be tons of fun.
Lean the over 50.5.
Oh,
I would say that.
Okay, so on top of that, we get a little wager tip.
Yeah.
Nicely done, Hunter. Nicely done. All right, we're going to take a break, but when we come back, Gators soccer managed to make it to the postseason despite a big loss last weekend in their finale. Now it's off to Pensacola to take part in the SEC tournament. When Twigs returns, Hunter Zabarski and David Lopez are here to preview the tournament, look at their opponents, and discuss the Gators' chances. We'll be right back.
From the swamp
to the hardwood
to the diamond,
no one does Gator sports like we do.
Your home for Gator sports is WRUF
98.1 FM, 850 AM, and 103.7 HD2.
Powered by ESPN.
Stop your grinding with Brooks Night Guard.
Are you waking up in the morning with a sore jaw, headaches, ringing in your ears, all because you're grinding and clenching your teeth at night? That's exactly what was going on with me. I ended up going to a dentist, and he wants to charge over $600 for a night guard. That's when I found the Brooks Night Guard. You mold it at home to the top or bottom teeth. Other mouth guards go all the way to the back, which allows the back teeth to touch. This is where most of the grinding and clenching occurs. The Brooks Night Guard redirects the bite force away from the back teeth, reducing jaw pain while still protecting the teeth. This unique design is what makes Brooks Night Guard different from all other traditional grind guards. Order your Brooks Night Guard today and get 10% off plus free shipping. Go to brooksnightguard.com and enter the code Brooks95. That's BRUX95.
Stop your grinding with Brooks Night Guard.
This football season, Hurricane BTW was your game day getaway. Catch every play with an ice-cold Bud Light in hand. Pair it with fan favorites like our wings and apps while you catch every touchdown, tackle, and highlight. Our Bud Light specials are here all season long on Hurricane BTW, so bring the crew and make it a game day tradition. Visit hurricanewings.com to find a restaurant near you.
The biggest and final store-wide sale of the year at International Diamond Center is coming next weekend, November 7th through 9th. 3 days of unprecedented savings, up to 40% off. Eternity bands, hoops, pendants, bracelets, even ready-to-wear engagement rings. Save up to 40% or get 3 years zero-interest financing. This is the event you wait all year for. Colored gemstone and designer fashion jewelry is included. Best prices all year. It's November 7th through 9th at International Diamond Center at Celebration Point. Unapproved credit.
Want to get your brand noticed? At Radware, we help you stand out with custom corporate apparel, branded uniforms, and promotional swag that gets attention. From trade shows to team uniforms, we've got you covered. Radware even works with major names like the University of Florida. Boost your brand visibility today. Visit radware.com. That's radware.com and let your brand shine.
This is the Gator Football Report, brought to you by UF Health. At UF Health, we believe human progress has no finish line. Visit humanprogress.ufhealth.org to learn more. And by Wells Fargo, official retail bank of the Florida Gators. Sean Kelly returns with today's report after this.
My husband, Steve, was diagnosed with prostate cancer. They only gave him months to live. That was years ago. Now, he's out there, under the tree. Nature photography is his thing. And apparently, Unfortunately, so is catching poison ivy.
Oof, so itchy. UF Health. Human progress has no finish line.
Hey Gator Nation, this is Vicki Brown-Worski, Director of Gators and Pal Hurt. As the Bank of Doing and official sponsor of Florida Athletics, Wells Fargo is supporting our student athletes on and off the field with interactive financial health curriculum and empowerment resources. Wells Fargo has a game plan for the full student athlete experience from their first semester on campus through graduation. Learn more about what Wells Fargo is doing to put people and communities first by visiting wellsfargo.com/impact.
There may be more unknowns than usual when the Gators and the Bulldogs meet up on Saturday afternoon. Most of those unknowns lie on the Gators side. Interim head coach, new offensive play caller, and the injury situation on the Gators defense. Florida's defense has been a strength for the most part of the season, but now the Gators defense has some unknowns with regard to personnel. Georgia head coach Kirby Smart.
Yeah, they're really talented, and they've had some injuries. You know, they've got some guys out. You can only imagine what this unit would look like if it had stayed healthy the entire year, but they are really good. They're big, they're physical. They got a great defensive coordinator who knows what he's doing. He understands where weaknesses are. He understands what you're trying to do. He has compliments for that. He's been really successful as a defensive coordinator everywhere he's been, and they do a great job of stopping the run, affecting the passer. Very dominant defensive team in terms of physicality and skill level.
Georgia's offense has been very good this year, averaging 33.7 points a game. Sean Kelly reporting for the Gator Sports Network from Learfield.
From the UF Weather Center, here is your WRUF weather update.
What an absolutely beautiful fall day today. Plenty of sunshine, a little bit of a breeze, 69 degrees. Some of us may hit 70, but I still think we'll be rather cool. Tonight's the real story. Chilly, 43 degrees, Gainesville, Ocala, but a 38 wouldn't surprise me at Lake City, Alachua, Newberry, and Stark. Plenty of sunshine for Halloween Friday. It's all treats, no tricks. High of 69. For the WFT Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Tim Miller.
This is Jeff Cardozo.
Clash between two teams that were on lengthy unbeaten runs, and the Gators lost their momentum. They fell 4-1 in Baton Rouge. That meant that they would need some help to get into the SEC tournament, but guess what? They got it. This weekend, off to Pensacola for that tournament. Head coach Samantha Bohan was on with Steve Russell this week and also spoke with our student reporter Hunter Zabarski about getting ready for things in Pensacola.
We actually play a spring round robin at the site in Pensacola in preparation. Also, there's some familiarity with the facility, and all of that was to kind of prepare for when we earned this opportunity.
You cannot underestimate how familiarity with a site can certainly help your team and your preparation. Here to discuss that and more, soccer beat reporter Hunter Zabarski alongside fellow beat reporter David Lopez. Now, you can also, Hunter, not underestimate the power of a good breakfast.
Yeah, I mean, talking to Coach Bohan, she said not only the breakfast, but the team didn't get the best sleep at the hotel the night before the LSU game. I'm not saying that's why they lost 4-1, but all I know is the team didn't sleep well and the team didn't have a good breakfast. So we're not here to give hotel recommendations, but for anyone staying in Baton Rouge, maybe that hotel isn't the best place to stay before an LSU game or anything like that.
Look, I'm a hotel breakfast guy. Okay, I gotta have a good hotel breakfast. You give me that waffle maker, some eggs, some syrup. I'm all about that. Don't give me any of that cereal or any of that stuff. I want the waffles and the protein, the good stuff. What are you laughing at, Lopez? You're a guy who goes to the gym all the time. You should be all about that protein.
I would rather make my own breakfast. That continental stuff doesn't really sit well with me.
You are making your own breakfast. They put the batter right there. You put it.
Is your breakfast going to impact your performance on the radio today?
Yeah, I actually heated up a Publix sandwich today, and it tasted horrible. So I don't know. I might be a little off today.
All right, no public sponsorship here apparently. Okay, Hunter, I wanted to ask you because you had the chance to talk to Coach Bohan after she appeared on Sports Scene with Steve Russell, and you toured her through the INC, so she got a chance to kind of see the surroundings of the newsroom and stuff like that. But what was your feeling from her in terms of where she's at, where this team is at as they get ready to go to Pensacola?
The first thing she said to me was, hey, for these new players, I told them this is something to celebrate. It's really hard to build a team in the SEC that competes, and just making it to the tournament itself is a success. She also said the team actually didn't know that they qualified. They were under the impression after the LSU game that the other results happened the way they had to happen for other teams. So the team was really disappointed. And she said, hey, use that disappointment that you're feeling now as motivation going into this next upcoming game against Kentucky.
Okay, so let's talk about that. How does this team look as they go into this tournament, David? Because one of the things we've talked about all season long was the fact that they've kind of punched above their weight. They've done more than perhaps was expected of them when the season began. So how does that inexperience factor into how they look going into this tournament?
Well, I think you kind of have to take all that off the table and think for a second. This is just a single elimination tournament. You can't ignore you can't look at the circumstances, whether you're an underdog, whether you shouldn't be here, whether you're punching above your weight. This is a one game for all the marbles here. So just play the way that the Gators have played throughout this season. And they do get caught out in transition a lot, which costs them against LSU. And this is a Kentucky team that sends a lot of numbers forward. So they could be at risk of conceding here. But I think the way that they've prepared defensively throughout this season and the way that they've been able to put up with the circumstances, put up with more difficult opponents, I think they're ready for a lot of the challenges that the SEC has to offer in the postseason.
What about this Kentucky team?
Yeah, and real quick to David's point about the inexperience.
Sure.
Do you know how many players on this team have postseason experience?
I'm going to say one or two.
It's one. Brindley Murphy, the transfer. So that's one player on the team that has experience against a Kentucky team that has a lot of experience in leadership. And they like to move their defenders. Like you said, they attack a lot from the wings. One of their leading scorers is a defender. The other one, she has 4 game-winning goals. She only has 4 goals on the season. That's pretty clinical if you ask me, right? Every time she scores a goal, it's a game winner. And so they're going to pressure with numbers. And so what Bohan talked about was adjusting their formation to kind of combat that, because if Kentucky is going to send numbers up, you think Florida now has to send numbers back. And when they win the ball back, now there's no one to score, and you can't score without the ball. So it's going to be a little cat and mouse game, I like to think about it, between the two sides and how they play formations. Kentucky like to possess 16 of their 18 games this season. They've won the possession battle.
And 1-1 when they played them.
Yeah, the last time Florida and Kentucky played, it was 1-1.
Oh, not going to be 1-1 this weekend because there's got to be a winner. So when you look at it in terms of some of the players, I think you did this on purpose. In your notes, you said who are the Z factors? Is that the
Zavarsky Z factor?
The Zavarsky factors?
David coined that.
I have to say that was a really creative idea.
Typically it's X factors, but I thought, oh, he's trying to be clever. He's trying to be cute. So who are the players that are the Z factors going into this game? The Z factors, the way Kendra says about.
The Z factor, Zavarsky Z factor. I'm not even taking a player. I'm taking a situation. A little switch up this week. It's a Zavarsky Z factor, so I can do that. If you didn't know,
you do it your way you want.
It's going to be first goal. Florida needs to score the first goal, and it banks off what we talked about, the inexperience, right? If they're able to get the first goal, because Kentucky's going to have a lot of possession, right? So if you fall behind and you don't have the ball a lot to score and create, but if you go up 1-0, that boosts the confidence of the team, saying we can sit back now, we can sit in what we plan to do because we have the lead. That's my Z factor.
Well, I definitely agree with that. I think that, especially considering how the LSU game went, Florida got scored on within 50 seconds of that LSU match, and they played on the back foot the entire match. So that's a situation you definitely want to avoid. I do have a player, though. I definitely have a Z factor. Megan Hinnenkamp. She's still looking for her first goal this year, but this is a team that Kentucky sends its wingbacks up. They leave a lot of space in the defense, and Megan Hinnenkamp is a very fast winger. She has a great cross on her, and she assisted the Gators' only goal against Kentucky on October 2nd. She looked fantastic in that game and was really threatening every chance she went down the right wing. So I think to make that same level of impact could definitely make her a stand on this game, and she's still looking for her first goal after tearing her ACL last year and coming back and being one of the Gators' most impactful starters this year. So if she could get that first goal, that could be huge for the Gators.
Could be a very nice redemption arc as we head towards Pensacola this weekend. Hunter, you've got a breakdown of some of the key players that are heading into this week's game up on WRUF.com.
Yeah, focused on the key players, focused on the previous matchup they had. I think the news just came out about Kai Chikaris, the freshman. What is it?
Third team All-SEC,
Yep.
all freshman team in the SEC as well.
Perfect. And you guys are off to Pensacola. to cover the team this week.
Road trip together, the team road trip. So, yeah.
Oh, boy. I'm not going to say anything. The game's at 3 o'clock on Sunday afternoon, and our Gator soccer beat reporters, Hunter Zabarski, David Lopez, and Macy Meese, who's not here with us, will be covering the game, and you can check out their coverage over on WRUF.com. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Always appreciate you. Safe travels this weekend as you head to Pensacola. Soccer beat reporter Hunter Zabarski and David Lopez previewing the weekend tournament. SEC tournament gets underway in Pensacola. One last segment to come, and we will do as we've been doing most weeks of this season. We're talking high school football. Our big man from the band, Matthew Montalto, and fellow high school football beat reporter Aiden Waxman are here to discuss the big games this week. We'll be right back.
WRUF Sports Center.
I'm Louise Van. It's the largest outdoor cocktail party this weekend. Florida Gators football heads to Jacksonville to meet number 5 Georgia. After DJ Lagway was carted off the field during last year's game, the quarterback is looking for a revenge game. Interim head coach Billy Gonzalez says Lagway has been putting in the hard work.
I think he's going to have a really good game. He's embraced hard work. When you see the growth out of practice and you see that his work ethic is extremely high, he's coming a long way.
Coverage for Florida vs. Georgia begins at 12:30 p.m. on WRUF.com. Florida Gators volleyball remain on the road, taking on Georgia tomorrow at 7 p.m. The Gators are 7-3 in conference play, ranking 5th in the SEC. They are on a win streak, hoping to continue that in Athens. You can read more about volleyball on WRUF.
Hi, this is Dr. Art Mowry of Exceptional Dentistry. Listen to what our clients have to say about their experience at Exceptional Dentistry.
I felt like I needed to have the best. And then meeting Dr. Art changed everything. It was like there was a confidence level there that I had not always had in dentists. And it made me realize that the place was the right thing. Now we got to go for the procedure. I had an implant and 4 crowns in the front. It was a heck of a challenge to replace bone for a tooth that had been missing for 50 years. I think they have made an office that takes out the fear and takes out the intimidation and replaces it with care and concern.
This is Dr. Kim Mowry, and if you think you have dental problems that are too big to overcome, we're here for you. Please visit us at exceptionaldentistry.com. That's exceptionaldentistry.com.
We don't know who the next coach of the Florida Gators will be, but I know where you can get stocked up on all your orange and blue gear. Rally House Gainesville. Located at the intersection of Buckman Drive and West University Avenue, Rally House is your one-stop shop for all your officially licensed Gator gear. Jerseys, hats, t-shirts, and more. You want it? Rally House has it. The most popular gear from brands you'll love. 1680 West University Ave. Your city, your house. Rally House.
At the UPS store, we get it. Being a small biz owner requires grit and hustle, but you don't have to do it alone. We've got your back. You put your heart and soul into your biz, we put ours into packing and shipping. While you're keeping track of your custom-made orders, our mailboxes are keeping your packages safe. Because we're here to help you be unstoppable with shredding, printing, notary, and more. Most locations are independently owned. Product, services, pricing, and hours of operation may vary. See Center for details. The UPS store. Be unstoppable. Come into your local store today.
Spurrier's Gridiron Grill is a special type of place for Gator fans and fans of great food, which is why we made every day special. Join us on Martini Tuesdays for half off our handcrafted martinis and wine Wednesdays, where you can enjoy a bottle of wine for 50% off. On Old Fashioned Thursdays, indulge in our selection of 8 classic old-fashioned cocktails. And of course, don't forget Sunday brunch. And now you can look special in some of our great merchandise, available at the restaurant or online at spurriers.com. Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, the hottest restaurant in Florida in the heart of Gator Nation.
Attention local and regional CDLA drivers in the North Florida area. Pritchett Trucking is currently looking for local and regional drivers. Are you looking for a driver-friendly environment? Pritchett Trucking offers more home time, great pay, and great benefits, including health insurance and paid time off. And they also offer a quarterly performance and safety program, plus a sign-on bonus. Pritchett Trucking's regional drivers are home weekends and local drivers are home daily. If you're at least 23 years old and want a rewarding career with great pay, don't let the opportunity pass you by. Apply online at PritchettTrucking.com.
This is Sean Kelly, voice of the Gators, and you're listening to the home of Gators football, right here on WRUF 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and anywhere in the world on the WRUF mobile app. Download for free in your app store.
We can kind of talk about how things lay out moving forward. We've got our big man from the band, Matthew Montalto, our high school football reporter, and fellow high school football reporter, Aiden Waxman. Welcome, gentlemen. We've only got a few minutes here. So, Aiden, I'll start with you. Kind of give us the lay of the land here in terms of what high school football games and, kind of the playoff setup is on the line this week.
Absolutely. So if we're looking at Class 1A and everything above 1A, you're going to have 8 teams in each region. They're going to make the playoffs. You're going to have 4 district champions and then 4 at-large bids. The top 4 teams are going to have that home field advantage, and that's where some of the games, like Eastside's game, is really important this week so that they could possibly secure a home field advantage in the playoffs. This is all about really the postseason at this point right now, and every team's trying to do what they can to get in the most favorable spot for them.
All right, so you guys have done the breakdown of some of the games this week. Matthew, game of the week. What do we got?
Okay, so this might not be the biggest game with the most playoff implications on the line, but it's the biggest game in this area, and it's the 2 teams in Gainesville, the final 2 going at it. The East Side Rams, 7-2 on the year, taking on the GHS Purple Hurricanes. East Side, I said they're 7-2 on the year. Lopsided records. We talked about it way earlier in the season when Buell's in GHS and with Buell's in East Side. Rivalry game, throw that record out the window. So
yeah, because GHS hasn't had a great season, and they did not handle things well last week.
Not really, but one thing that they're going to have to watch out for is the 2 running back tandem at East Side, Javaris Gardner and Kamarian Mack. Gardner on the year, 885 and 10 touchdowns through 9 games. That sophomore running back's just starting to get things going, and he's really been good for this East Side team coming down the stretch too. Another guy they got to keep an eye on, Caleb McKinnon. The senior receiver had a 3-touchdown game and a dominant 45-25 win last week against North Marion.
And something for Gainesville in this game, too, they haven't scored a single point on East Side in 3 years. It's been 3 straight shutouts. So this is...
Well, and they got shut out last week.
Yeah.
44-0. So, it's a rivalry game. Yeah, you throw that out the window, but at the same time, we do have to look at form, and certainly it's an uphill battle for Gainesville as they head into this game this week. Okay, what about the Columbia matchup, Aiden? What do we got from that one?
Yeah, Columbia, both of these teams are amazing. Columbia and Bulls number 2 in their entire classification, not just their region. So these are really 2 playoff teams. They're already locked. Both are 8-1, but this game really does secure an important spot in terms of being one of the best teams in the state of Florida heading into the playoffs. Bulls has one of the best running backs in the country. He's only a sophomore, Matthew.
Yeah, he's been a dog this season. We called him an X Factor. His name, Xander Edwards. That's where he gets the X from. Here are these stats. 1,723 rushing yards. First in the state of Florida. 27 touchdowns. First in the state of Florida.
Wow.
And we were talking about this a little earlier. His breakout game, where he not only broke out for a 73-49 win against Baldwin, he broke some records too. 522 rushing yards in one game with 8 touchdowns.
500 rushing yards in one game. Did they throw the ball at all?
39 carries. Yeah,
39 carries. Oh, man.
I
hope the Gators are in touch with him and his family.
He does have
He has offers, yeah.
He does have a few offers.
Oh, I bet he does.
Not from Florida, but Miami and FSU and Vandy recruiting him pretty good too.
Oh, great. What guy we could see on the other side of things. That's not what we want, gentlemen. That's not what we want. Okay, so listen, we've got about a minute and a half here, Michael, if I'm doing this right. Yeah, okay. Let's talk about power rankings, okay? Let's finish with some power rankings. What do you got for power rankings? I know you were going to do 5 each, but now you've decided to do a top 10. Matthew, give us a start here.
Yeah, let's just go. Let's start from the bottom, I think. Number 10, we're gonna start at number 10. We're gonna give the Santa Fe Raiders, who are up against Weeki Wachee this week. This game has huge playoff implications. Whoever wins this game is going to be most likely in the playoffs. Whoever loses, they're out, no matter what their record is. We're gonna have to check to see how exactly that is, but we'll know after this Friday night who's gonna be in the playoffs and who isn't.
Oh. Okay, so they're where in terms of your rankings?
They're at the bottom. They're at number 10.
Okay.
Number 9, we got Forest.
Okay.
Williston in at number 8, the Red Devils. East Side at 7, and Vanguard with that elite defense at number 6. I'll give it 8 and the rest.
Chiefland at number 5. I believe the best team in the rural classification right now, besides our number 1 team. At number 4, Buchholz, a team that might be a little bit lower than some people may expect.
Mm-hmm.
But Buchholz, I'm still waiting to see, and I think both of us are still waiting to see, can they win against a strong team without Justin Williams being the key factor in the game? That's a real question that we have right now. Number 3, Bradford, just a really strong team in their classification in 2A. Number 2, Columbia, and then number 1, Hawthorne, what looks like the strongest team in the rural classification. Their strength of schedule is also impressive. A win against University Christian, a team that's not only good, but multiple classifications above them.
All right, good stuff, gentlemen. Final week of the high school football season, and our guys Aiden Waxman and Matthew Montalto, our big men from the band, teeing it up for us here on This Week in Gator Sports. Good stuff, gentlemen. Hope to talk to you next week as we get set for the playoffs. That's going to do it for this edition of This Week in Gator Sports. Reminder, Gator Talk tonight. Head coach Billy Gonzalez from your Gators football team making his debut. That's at 7. Game 6 of the World Series as the Jays look to end their 32-year drought. That comes up tomorrow right here on WRUF 98.1 at 7. And Gator football versus Georgia. Pregame show underway at 12:30 p.m. Saturday with kickoff set for 3:30. That's it for us. Have a great weekend.
No one brings you the NFL like we do. WRUF.
Dave Mays Automotive. We get the bugs out of your car.
It's October, and with Halloween coming, you're going to hear lots of spooky sounds this month. Hopefully those scary sounds aren't coming from under the hood of your vehicle. Hey, it's Steve Russell. If you want to limit your screams of terror to when your trick-or-treaters show up, then do what I and so many others do and take your vehicle to Dave Mays Automotive. Dave Mays Automotive will take care of your whole car. Oil changes, AC, brakes, tires, transmission, and more. And of course, their famous bug check where they go over your entire vehicle to ensure there's no hidden surprises. Celebrating 50 years in business so you know they do the job right. Visit Dave Mays Automotive today at 2905 Northeast 19th Drive in the Industrial Complex behind the Sunnies on Waldo Road. And go online at DaveMaysAutomotive.com.
Dave Mays Automotive. We get the bugs, all of them bugs, out of your car.
Selling your house the traditional way takes time. Agents, showings, repairs, fees. It's a hassle. But what if you could skip it all and sell your home for cash fast? At House Buyer Network, we buy homes in any condition. No commissions, no closing costs, no cleaning, no repairs. Whether it's inherited, outdated, or you're behind on payments, we'll make you a fair cash offer within 24 hours. Close in as little as 7 days. Thousands have sold the easy way. Now it's your turn. Call 833-464-0827 for your free no-obligation cash offer. That's 833-464-0827. House Buyer Network. Real cash, real fast. That toll-free number once again to call, 833-464-0827.
The Florida Department of Corrections is hiring with immediate openings throughout Florida. Earn a starting salary of $22 per hour, plus up to a $6,000 hiring bonus in many locations. No experience is necessary, and all training is provided. Officers receive a salary and are immediately eligible for benefits, including health insurance, retirement, and paid time off, plus a free college tuition waiver. Visit FLDOCjobs.com to apply today. That's FLDOCjobs.com.
This football season, make Hurricane BTW your game day getaway. Catch every play with an ice-cold Bud Light. Bud Light specials are here all season. Visit hurricanewings.com to find a location near you.
From the Spurrier's Gridiron Grill Studio, WRUF Gainesville, W251CG Gainesville, WRUF FM HD2, and on the WRUF radio app. It's the Sports Lab, presented by Rally House Gainesville, your one-stop shop for all your officially licensed game day apparel. Right